This video is for educational and entertainment use only. The views in this video do not necessarily represent the views or life of Marlon.
Welcome back to Duffle LO to sit down, and today we are finishing the last video, and we're going to show you something new because I spoke about law in the previous videos. When first one I talked about Congress, a lot of lawmakers, and the second one I talked about the $10,000 to move from wherever you're from to go to Arkansas. So we gonna get in the last thing, which I found interesting because I'm currently in law school. I'm a what L. And let me show you guys what this is. Before I get started, I want you guys to hit that thumbs up button so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. You see what they say? Above the law. Look at this. They can change it. New bar exam will test future law grads on skills actually related to being a lawyer. Most people don't understand what law school entails, but let's go over this. Shocking news. We'll believe it when we see it. January 10th, so this just happened the other day. Stacy Zaretsky. So the reason why people are saying this is because law school has been set in its ways for the past 130, 140 years. They haven't really changed too much. So it's like with this article coming out saying that they're going to change the bar exam, it's like, okay, we got to believe it when we see it because this is interesting. The bar exam has been a rite of passage barrier to entry for lawyers in America since the late 1800s. After more than 130 years, shout out 130, of forcing would-be lawyers to go through months of intense study of laws they'll never need to know in actual practice, the bar exam will finally be changed 4 years from now. If this ain't 100% telling the truth, this right here, months of intense study of laws they'll never need to know in actual bro. When I say we in school learning about stuff that happened in the 1800s, and it's like, bro, why do we need to know that if that ain't what's going on right now? We need to know it for the exam. Is that going to be on the bar exam? Yeah, it may be on the bar exam. Why is it on the bar exam if that ain't what we out practicing? That's just how it's set up. Oh, okay. So this is a good thing. I'm behind this 100%. The National Conference of Bar Examiners recently announced that pilot testing for the next gen bar exam will begin sometime in 2026. Now, when they use this right here, next gen bar exam, what they meaning is the next generation of lawyers, because all this blockchain stuff gonna be up and running by the time 2026 come around. So they gonna need their lawyers to come into law school already understanding and knowing some of that, so they can hit the ground running in law school. And once they get out of law school, they is really gonna be taking off. Like, it's crazy. The new and improved test will do away with the multi-state bar exam, the multi-state essay exam, and the multi-state performance test to focus on knowledge and skills rather than rote memorization. For a profession that continually clings to tired traditions, this is truly shocking news. So now you got to, like I said, you got to learn all this old stuff. Now what they're going to test you on, do you have actual skills and knowledge? And what I like about this is most people think this is something new, when in reality, this is literally old. If you understand education and you research into education, back in the day when you got your masters or your doctorates or whatever, any of that, you stood in front of a panel of people that got their masters, PhDs, and all that stuff. Like, these are people that's been in the field practicing for umpteen years or whatever. And they just all fire questions off at you. And you answer from here. You answer from here, which means if it's coming from here, you understand it. And if you answer enough questions to show them that you have some understanding of the subject, then you become a master or a doctor. But so I'm glad they're doing that again. The NCBE provided the details on the next gen exam during Association of American Law School's annual meeting last week. Ruta has the scoop. What? The revamped test won't include questions on family law, estates and trust. What? The Uniform Commercial Code. What? And conflict laws. What? Uh-oh. It will test aspiring attorneys in 7 skill areas, including client counseling and advising, relationship, client, oh man, I found the edit. What is that? 920. Edit at 920. Let me go ahead and make a note of that. Okay. Now let's start it the right way. The revamped test won't include questions on family law, estates and trusts, and the Uniform Commercial Code and conflicts of law. Now this right here is a little scary because they saying that they won't include questions on this when in reality, family law is big because a lot of people is paying all this child support. For some people paying child support for kids that even is. Estates and trust. See, people really need to understand about estates and trust because if you want to set up a trust for your family to continuously get money, you're gonna need to understand that. But they ain't testing you on it. You might not need to know it. And a Uniform Commercial Code, what? The Uniform Commercial Code is like is a law within itself. Like it's a law within a law. Like it's this whole own statute that has so many codes in it, and it encompasses like the sales of goods and services and how with the contracts and all that stuff. Oh my God. And conflict of laws, I would believe that that's like the conflict between the state law and the federal law. So yeah, I would say you guys might want to need an extra focus on that for you next generation lawyers. It will test aspiring attorneys in 7 skill areas, including client counseling and advising, which you definitely gonna need to know how to do that, client relationships and management. You literally gonna have so many clients. Legal research, legal writing, and negotiations. Wait, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is that the 7 of them? Client counseling, client counseling, client advising, client relationships, client management, legal research, legal writing, negotiations. Maybe that's how they count it. I don't know. The new exam might provide test takers with foundational material about a deal and then ask them to identify the points they would stress during the negotiation. Said exam redesign following the, oh my God, volunteer Deborah Jones Merritt at Thursday's meet. Or it could provide a transcript of a client counseling session and ask examinees to assess the lawyer's performance, she said. See, look, right there, we don't do none of this in law school, but this is what you need to understand how to do because a lot of people is learning this stuff in law school, but they don't know how to negotiate, right? They do not know how to negotiate. And they don't understand like a deal. They don't understand how the deal is set up and how to actually read the deal because they learn the information that they won't need to use when it's time to actually practice, which is crazy. And then the lawyer's performance, you got to make sure that they is up to par and being up to beat and they being zealous in their lawyering. The new exam will also better balance litigation and transactional skills and recognize that lawyers often use reference materials rather than rely on memorized doctrinal law, which is true. Most people really think that, yeah, how much time I'm gonna get soon as they ask a lawyer. Like, no, the lawyer got to go look at all the case law. They got to go look at your case in particular and the things of the, like, you have to look at it. Like, you can't just, oh, I know you're gonna get out of jail. No, you got to really look at it and you got to actually have like some reference materials, which is the cases, the laws, the statutes, all that stuff, like even some research. So it's like, yeah, and then litigation, basically lowering transactional skills, which is going to be a lot of transactions coming up. The reason why they're saying transaction skills, because like I said, when this crypto gets doing this, all that's transactional. That's all transactions. Man, it's going to be raw. I hope that the next gen exam will be part of a larger movement away from memorization and legal education. Oh my God, said Merritt, who has for years championed change for what she's referred to as a broken bar exam. Now, this is the type of law school student I am. I'm coming in already understanding the law and how to do deals and how to negotiate and all. That don't seem right because there's going to be, I already know how to do that. The memorization that they trying to get me to memorize and the stuff that I know I won't use in my head logically, that don't even sound right to me. Like, why should I put all this in my head that I know I'm not going to use? That don't make no sense. But that's just how it's set up. So it's like, I told you, I talked to a lot of my professors and they say like, you understand the fluffy stuff, but you don't understand the core. A lot of people that's in law school with you, they trying to understand the core, but they going to have a hard time with the fluffy stuff. This is the fluffy stuff. This is the core. The memorization is the core. The fluffy stuff is actually understanding the deals, the negotiations, the legal counseling, the management of all your businesses and your clients and all that stuff. That's what I already understand. This stuff, the core, I'm struggling with it, but I'm gonna get it because I still got 2.5 years to go. Although the test will be changing, NCBE President Judith Gunnarsson said it's not clear whether law graduates will need to dedicate 2 days of their lives to the exam. It's also not clear how they'll actually be tested on the legal skills the exam seeks to assess. But the NCBE has a few years to figure that out. So they working on this right now. Will future lawyers be able to forever bid adieu to Scantron sheet hell insane hypotheticals to be tested on skills that are actually related to being a lawyer? We suppose we'll find out in 2026. Oh, that's the end of that. Yeah. I'm in law school right now, y'all. So I'm telling you, like, when I say this article just hit home, because it's like I've been telling my professors this since I've been in law school. Like, why is law school like this? Like, none of this make no sense. Why do I need to learn all this and know all this that I ain't gonna use? I'm wasting brain space for something that I ain't gonna use. I need to use all my brain space for everything that I need to know that I will use and have to use in practice. They like, yeah, we understand what you're saying, but that's not how law school is. But now they getting ready to change law school to that. So me personally, I'm not going to drop out to try to wait to, the next gen, and then I got to wait 4 years, and then what if it don't happen? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to finish in 2024, and I'm going to shout out to all the next gen attorneys and future lawyers and law school students and all that stuff, and let them know, look, push through it. But I'm going to tell them they need to learn that trust in the states. They definitely need to learn that. They're going to need to understand the acquisitions and mergers. All that stuff is important. So I understand the legal research. The legal research is them looking up prior cases that's similar to the case that's in front of them. Totally understand that. Legal writing is how you structure your argument. People don't understand law. It's called a CREAC or a CRAC. Conclusion, you have basically what the rule is. And then the E would be like you just giving the example. The A is you basically like putting your case, like you basically, it's not asserting your case, but you assimilate the similarities from this case that you referencing to your case. Like, hey, the client here in this situation did this, but in this case, this did this, and they're similar. And then you end with the conclusion again. So it's like it's a certain way that you set up the argument. And even in law school right now, they're saying they don't want us being too lawyery in our arguments because they want people to be able to start to understand what the argument entails, because a lot of people be getting lost with the legal terms and terminology and stuff. So they already kind of in a way changing law school, but this is really going to be for the change. So I can't wait for this to happen, although I'll be done by the time it happens anyway. But so hopefully all you future law school students subscribe right now, because all this is about, this is about what's going on in the world. But I got some law stuff somewhere else on another channel. So shout out, all Gale Kingpins talking about informants. We got Professor Lowe's class teaching the kids. What else do we have? We have Duffle LO TV just showing you like what I do throughout my life and everything, day to day, sometimes, not all the time. So it's just showing you guys like what it is that I do instead of just sitting in front of the screen and just talk to you guys. I do a lot, but that's all I got to say for this video, you guys. So prosper through adversity. Don't underestimate family, friends, lovers, enemies. Look objectively. No matter what city, state, or country is in, every hood is what? The same. And if ain't nobody tell you they love you today, or they didn't told, or haven't anybody told you that they love you today, I'm gonna tell it to you right now. Why? Because I really truly love you guys. That's why I bring you guys this information, because I want people to really understand what's going on. The more people become aware of what's going on, the better decisions they can make. The better decisions people make, the more advanced civilization can be. That's my thought. I don't think it's right, or I don't think it's the right train of thought to try to dumb everybody down. No, if everybody was intelligent, people will be pushing each other to become more and more and more intelligent. But if you're trying to dumb all these people down and then only make 2 people smart, it's like, that's not fair. So I gotta say for this video, hopefully you guys found something interesting. Hope you guys learned something. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell when you do subscribe. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Are you gonna be a lawyer in the future? Are you gonna be a client in the future? Are you gonna get trouble in the future? Would you need a lawyer in the future? If so, let me know. Hit me on the email. So I gotta say,
this video is for educational and entertainment use only. The views in this video do not necessarily represent the views or life of Marlon Dixon.